There it is.
It's showtime.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, what time is it?
It's Adobe Digital Leaders Live lesson time.
It's Roald Dahl time too. Not today though, is it? When is it?
Tomorrow.
So all those on the call, all 88 of you.
Wowzers. That's
Wowzers,
incredible.
88 schools. That's an absolute
That's
fizz banger.
amazing.
That's a fizz banger. That's a
I see what you did there.
snoz cobbler.
Yeah, so get your comments in, guys. Let us know where you're joining us from, because we've got loads of schools signed up this afternoon, and it's always fun to see who's joining us. So teachers, if you can drop a comment either on YouTube or in StreamYard, or you could even send us an email if you want, and if we see it, we'll read them out.
Yeah, let's get this one up just to prime the pump. Get Mrs. Richardson up here. Look
here
at
we
this.
go. Hello there. Miss Richardson's year 6 class at Ysgol Gynradd Amlwch. Happy new school year and happy Roald Dahl day for tomorrow. We're celebrating today by wearing yellow clothes back to front, telling silly jokes and rhymes, created an Oompa Loompa dance and talked a lot of gibberish. Sounds like a normal day for Dom Trainer, I'd say.
Normal, completely normal, but still good.
Thanks for the message, Mr. Richardson. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
all right.
Good stuff. Right, while we're waiting for the other comments to come through, thanks, Miss Doran. That would be great. We'll pop it up in a sec. Let's just go through the rules really quickly. Rule number 1, pause if you want. Now, we will be going back and forth between myself and Mr. Jones. Is it all right if I call you Mr. Jones?
You can call me that. That's very respectful. I like it. Yeah.
So don't sort of worry too much if you fall a bit behind. That's going to be fine because we're going to do it twice. Always you've got time to catch up. But if you do feel yourself falling a bit behind, pause sooner rather than later so you can just feel chill. Number 2, Mr. Jones.
Yeah, teachers, make sure that you are registered for this session. And I think many people are. But just in case you're watching this session and you're not registered, make sure that you are by following the link that's on the screen right now. Because at the end of this session, Dom or I, or both of us, or none of us, no, definitely one of us at least, will email you with information about how you can download a certificate each for every student that's taken part, and also with some information about what we're going to be running later on in the term, where you can earn points and win a pizza party for your whole school. Oh, I've just done rule number 3 by mistake. Sorry.
That's all right.
Make sure that you're registered, guys. Make sure you're registered so you get all that information.
Exactly. Right. Challenge page down the bottom on the scrolly bit.ly/RDD Express. I know not everyone can access short links, but if your teacher hasn't sent you the long link, which was in the email today, then that might be a way that you can access it. So that is good.
Hey, we got some comments here. We've got Sid Maliki. Shomai, how are you? Welcome to you guys. And then we've also got Mrs. Johansson's P6 class at Quarry Hill Primary School. We are enjoying reading Boy. Oh, I love Boy. And going solo as well. The follow-up to the autobiographies. Yeah, fantastic. Brilliant. Oh, I need to go back to those, I think. Then we've got Shwmai Ysgol Gynradd Llanarth. Now then, hello up there in Ceredigion. Shwmai, shwd chi? And we've got P5 Nazareth House Primary School in Derry. Welcome to you guys. And then our last one for this batch. Hello from Plumbridge again. St. Peter's are here with digital leaders ready to enjoy another session. We spent the morning making up our own terrible tricks for victims, just like Mr. and Mrs. Twit. Right, we'll move on and keep your comments coming in. We'll have a look at them in a little bit, but let's have a look at what we're going to be doing today, Dominic.
Yes, let's go here. Boom. Okay, so it's QR code on the screen for iPad users. You can scan that with your camera app and it'll take you through to this page. So what have we got going on? Challenge 1, graphic design. Create a wanted poster from a villain from one of Roald Dahl's books. Things to include: vintage effects, because wanted posters are basically from cowboy films where they unfurl them and put them onto a post in the middle of the street. Explain why they're a villain. Offer an attractive reward, because if you don't, then, you know, who's going to help, quite frankly?
Yeah, I'm not chasing after a villain or a lollipop.
Yeah, not unless it's for the mega bucks. Create an AI-generated image. Doesn't have to be, but it'll be a lot of fun if it is. And then where they were last seen. So there are a couple of things here that you might have to do a bit of research to find out where they were last seen or why they're a villain. But I mean, if you've read your Roald Dahl, that's probably going to be pretty obvious to you anyway. Boggis, Bunce, and Bean. They could be good ones to go for. But there's loads of villains. Who's your favorite villain, Mr. Jones?
Oh, that is tough, because Roald Dahl really knew how to write the villain. I think the two that right away jump out for me is either Miss Trunchbull or the Grand High Witch in Witches.
Well, funny you should say that, actually. Funny you should say
that.
Challenge number 2 is going to be a kenning poem. I love kenning poems. They're very simple, but they're very effective. A kenning poem is a special type of poem that describes something without ever using its name. The poem is made up of a list of 4 descriptions, and each description has only 2 words. What a literary challenge. There you go.
Easy for you to say. Yes.
I know, including how to say it. So yeah, it's kind of show and don't tell, but we will actually just reveal it at the end of the video anyway. But anyway, they're the 2 things we're going to do. Right. Now, also, there is a section down the bottom. If you had this page open maybe only merely 10 minutes ago, you may not have seen this, but if you refresh the page, you will. There's just some things in here that might help you if you're stuck, if you want to do things quickly so you can go alongside us. That's fine. You can use those. But if not, if you're like, do you know what? I don't want to do it on those. I've got my own one and I know everything about this villain, and that's fine. You can use them as well. But if you want to kind of, just do a little practice with us, you can use this kind of placeholder example text, and then you can get going with us really quickly. So first one is going to be challenge 1, graphic design. Are we ready to roll?
Absolutely. So Dom's going to be leading us on the browser, and then we'll be passing back and forth to me on the iPad. So if Dom's going a little bit too fast for you, don't worry, because we're going to be doing everything twice on the browser and then on the iPad. So you guys that are on the browser, if you're on a Chromebook or a laptop or a Mac, you'll be following Dom's screen, and then my screen is the iPad. Okay, take us away, Dom.
Perfect. Okay, so you can go to create a graphic over on the right-hand side, but I don't do that. I go to the plus because I'm old school, and then I go down to, I'm going to go to poster A3. A3, hey. So poster is A3, flyer is A4. I don't know. Let's go poster. Why not? Right. It brings up media on the left-hand side here. Okay, get rid of that for now. Don't need it. First thing we're going to do, Mr. Jones.
Name your project.
Yes. So wanted. I'll just put wanted poster. RDD, Roald Dahl Day. Okay, cool. The reason why we do that is so it's easier to find later. If you ever need to come back and find a file, sometimes if you've got lots of files in there, it can be tricky. So, wanted poster. Now, because of the kind of tradition of wanted posters from cowboy films, which has got absolutely nothing to do with Roald Dahl Day, my idea of a wanted poster starts with a background color, which matches kind of like a faded, vintage, sun-bleached, been out, weathered in the sun kind of thing. So actually, it's one of mine recommended here. That'll do. That'll do. That looks great. Now, one of the things that we talked about in our, things that things that we want in your wanted poster, we talked about vintage effects. We'll do those at the end. Okay, we'll do those at the end. But you will also need to think about kind of vintage style stuff when you're doing your text, you see. So let's go to text here. On the left-hand side, you can see all of your lovely options, and text is there. Add text. And then you have this blue kind of pill button up here. Add your text. And then I'm going to write wanted. Well, that would be useful. So let's get it up there. That would be useful, wouldn't it? Because then people would know that you want to find out where they are. What's this pink line, Mr. Jones? What the
Well,
devil
that's
is
a
this?
guideline. It's a guideline showing you that text box is exactly in the middle of your design. And the more things you add to your design, the more pink guidelines pop up to help you keep things in line.
He's not lying. He's not lying. But
No.
when it goes top to bottom like that, it means centered to the page. Boom. Now, I've positioned that slightly sort of down from the top. And there's a very good reason for that. I'll tell you in a second. But before we do that, let's go into recommended text, recommended fonts even. Now, what am I looking for? I'm looking for something, I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking for, quite frankly, which is why I went into recommended text, recommended fonts. I'm just looking for something which looks like it would on a wanted poster. I mean, this one's quite cool, actually. I like that one. That one's nice. That one's also good as well. It looks, yeah. I mean, what if you find one that you like? So I like this one. You had this kind of, you can just see two little waves on that thing, and it says more like this. If you click on that, it'll give you things that they think looks like that. Oh, yeah, they're all very similar, but ever so slightly different. I like the W on this one. It's rad. So I'm going to go for that. Right, black is fine with me. You can go in there and select it, but traditionally kind of, you know, classic storybook wanted posters are like this. And just before I pass it over to Jones, I'm going to select the text again, which means that our text option panel opens up on the left-hand side. And I'm going to scroll all the way down to
shape.
Exactly. Now, it's already given me a shape because it kind of has these three at the top, which are kind of the basic ones. It's like a block color. One's just behind the line of text itself. But actually, we're going to go funky. We're going to go to decorative, which is a little bit of a departure from my normal traditional roots. But the decorative kind of thing here, you can press show more. And what I want is, I want one that's going to just look completely rad, like this one. Now, it's gone in there, but it doesn't look like it has. If I actually zoom in on the page, you can see what are these?
There it is.
Yeah, what are these yellow lines? So you can zoom in by using your fingers there. But so everything's wrong about this, apart from the style. I love the style, man. So I'm going to click the double. I'm going to click again on that button. Text fill, shape fill. Right. Shape fill, black. That's better.
Hello.
Much better. Hello. Shape size. If it's too big, it disappears off the page. But actually, if I bring my text down, it will scale down in terms of size with the text. And then just pop it in there again. Wanted. That's looking pretty cool.
Wanted.
Mr. Jones, see if you can beat that.
Well, sure. Okay, I'll give it a whirl. We got some shout outs. First of all, we have got Mrs. Kendy's P4 class in St. Peter's. And how do you say that name, Don?
Oh, Cloughrey.
Right. Do you think? I don't know.
Oh, no.
Is it? Yeah.
Might
I don't know either.
I give it a good try, though.
Yeah, is it like Clarach? Maybe? I don't know.
No,
yeah, and then we got Miss Davis's Year 5 and 6 class in Ysgol Gynradd Amlwch. I know how to say that. Yeah. And we've got St. Ita's or St. Ita's? St. Ita's? Ita, I think. Do you think?
Ita's.
You just want to disagree with everything I say today. And then hi from Tona in Lisbon.
Yeah.
And we've got Primary 3, Morningside Primary in North Lanarkshire. Hello. Welcome to you. I was on a call with Lanarkshire this week. So, hello.
Come on, Jones. Come on, Jones. Speed it up.
Okay, sorry. Hello, P5 Morningside Primary School. And then we have got, hi guys, Park Primary in Bargoed are really excited. We've read Fantastic Mr. Fox. Oh, that's a great one as well. And we've got Trathnona Maith. Oh, does that mean like Shemai? Is that like a hello? Trathnona Maith?
I reckon.
From Primary 6 in St. Patrick's Primary School, Hilltown, County Down. And nice to see you again, Dom. Splendid work as always.
Yeah, it's Roland. Legend.
8:44 there in the Philippines. There we go. Cool. Right.
See you.
Let's go.
Move on.
Okay. There we go. There's my iPad. We're on the screen. And, oh, my iPad's gone to sleep because I took so long on that. Here we go. Let's try. There we go. Right. So I am going to tap the big green button that says create a graphic on the top right-hand corner. That takes you straight into the all-in-one editor. So the first thing that Dom did was renamed his project. And I'm going to remember to do that this time. So I'm going to tap there in the top left. And then my keyboard pops up on the screen. Let's get rid of that. And this is Wanted Roald Dahl 24, something like that. Right. And then Dom changed the background color. So let's close this template down, go to background color, and I'm just going to go to more colors there, scroll down a little bit, and I'm just going to take this kind of palest cream color there. Lovely. Right, now let's add some text. So I'm going to tap on text on the left-hand side, and I'm going to add my text. And in here, I'm going to type wanted. Let's cap lock that. Wanted. There we go. And next, let's sort out our shape. So I'm going to scroll down on the left-hand text editing panel, and I'm going to choose shape. And it's going to add that strange colored background strap. So I don't want that. So I'll just turn that off. Click on the kind of no entry sign there in the top left. And as Dom said, we're going to show more of the decorative shapes. And Dom went for this one. Let's change that to black so we can see it. Oh, but days, wrong one. Shape, fill, black. Dom went for that one, but this one works as well.
There's one actually two down from that one, and the next line down, that one, I've changed mine to that because I thought it was a cracker.
That one, yeah, that is good. I quite like that as well. I think I'm going to go with this one. That's cool.
Ooh, that's the one.
The font I do not like. So let's close down the, let's back out to the shape selections for now. And let's search for a font. Now, I actually know there's a family of fonts, and they all start with IM-Fel. If you search for that, they all look like kind of old print.
Nice.
Old. Yeah, there's loads of them. Look at them. There's tons of them. And there's good. Some of them. Yeah, so I'll go with
IM-Fel.
Really, IM-Fel. Yeah, I like the IM-Fel fonts. And I'm going to go with this one because the A is really cool. Yeah, love that. All right, pop that up to the top. And I am done, sir. Back to you.
Right. Right. So I'm going to do mine on the Grand High Witch, I think. So if you want to, you can copy this text. If you want to come up, do it along the same time as us. So what she wanted for plotting harm to children everywhere. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back here and share this tab. Good stuff. And then I'm going to add some more text. Now it's, I'm just going to put it there for plotting harm to children everywhere. Don't mind, it's gone on to 2 lines, actually. That's probably going to be okay, I think. And then I'll center it. Yeah, oh, she's giving me different lines this time. Ooh, you cheeky devil. But that is around about where it needed to be. For plotting harm to children everywhere. Now, in terms of a font, Source Sans 3 is a very clear font, but I think I'll change it to one that I know and love, which is called Laura. Maybe regular. Maybe italic. Ooh, italic's nice. I like that.
Nice.
And then I can decrease the font size just using the minus button you can see here until it goes on to 2 lines. That's pretty cool. And then also just under the kind of number, the font size there, you can see there's another button which says text spacing. If you click that and open it up, you've got letter spacing. So I'm just going to, what I need to do is stretch my box out first. What an absolute rookie error. That's okay, Dom. Don't worry. It's all right. We're all with you. We're all behind you.
We're all friends here. Yeah.
And then bring my letter spacing down until it goes on to 2 lines. There you go. Sometimes a bit of jiggery pokery. And then line spacing. Might just tuck that up everywhere because I want to make sure that I've got enough space for plotting harm to children everywhere. Okay. now that you've done that, I think I'm going to go back. Let me share this tab now. I'll get all my text in there, I think. Have you seen the Grand High Witch, a.k.a. Evangeline Ernest? Did you know that was her real name?
No, I'm not going to lie. I did not.
Yeah, you didn't. I didn't think so because I had to Google it. I'm going to select. Now, what am I going to do here, Mr. Jones? This is a top tip from Mr. Jones's top tip locker.
Well, seeing as you took so long to get that text box sorted, why don't you duplicate it and reuse all your hard work?
He's not just a pretty face. So with it selected, 3 dots, duplicate. Whoa, what a cool effect. But you can't read it.
Wow.
So let's take that one. Eyes, yeah, I know. And then we'll put it down there. Now you'll see we have got a line there which is saying, hey, you've centered it. That's great. But now I don't want to repeat that text, obviously not. So I'm going to grab all of that text, paste in, have you seen the Grand High Witch, a.k.a. also known as, that's what that means, Evangeline Ernst. Now, obviously the text going to have to come down here. We just can't have it like that. It's got to go on 2 lines at least, or at most. There we go.
Oh, I know then. Now we're talking.
Now we're talking. Yeah, I like that. You see that little, isn't that handy? It's just making sure that yeah, that's it. Perfect. Have you seen the Grand High Witch, a.k.a. Evangelina Ernst? Right. I might even be running out of space here, so I think I'm going to have to do a bit of work on this, I think. But why don't you get some text in there, Mr. Jones, while we're waiting?
Yeah, fine. Yeah, let's go. So there we go. We're back on the iPad. So let's just add a text box. Add your text. So Dom went for the Grand High Witch. So I'll do Miss Trunchbull. So wanted for throwing children in the chokey. So I'm just going to type that in for. Oh, I'm going
to. She was.
Yeah. Maybe I'll start off with a kind of hyphen and then a lowercase, as if it's carrying on from the word wanted. For, throwing children in, and then we've got let's put a capital T in there. The choking.
It's actually terrifying, isn't it, when you think about it?
It is, yeah, it is. A lot of Roald Dahl stuff is really scary. You know, I remember when I first read The Witches, I was terrified. I found that really terrifying. Anyway, enough about my childhood trauma. Let's do that. And then as Dom's doing, I'm using the long side handle to just change the actual layout of my text box. And now I'm just going to pop this up here. Now, I was thinking of changing a font, but you know what? It's working for me. I like it. It's good.
Yeah, it's great. It's really good.
Duplicate it. So 3 dots and duplicate. Maybe I'll use a different font this time. So this is going to be, have you seen Miss Agatha Trunchbull? So let's jump in here. And let's get rid of all this. Pop, 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 pop. This is the loudest iPad in history, in Christendom. Right. Have you seen Miss Agatha Trunchbull? And then a question mark in there. And I am going to change this font. So I'm still in the IM file fonts. I want this maybe to kind of jump off the page a little bit more. So let's just scroll through and see which one of these looks good. Some of them are kind of all caps, which are cool. So yeah, I'll go with one of those, I think.
Yeah,
like good. That. Yeah, so I'm just going to... Oh, please stop doing that. Just going to mess around with my lines. I think we'll do something like that. I'm going to keep messing around with it. I'm going to pass back to Dom.
Go.
Yeah, I'm just going to mess around and see what looks good there. Bearing in mind that I need to keep some room. Okay, back to you, Dom. Take it away.
Okie dokie. Right. Let me just... Okay, so let me go here. Yes, it's there. Right. So When the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to take a little break from text because text ain't so interesting sometimes. So you want to have a little bit of fun. So let's have a little bit of fun. So the witches, Roald Dahl. You can see the picture of the witch here, right? Now you don't have to stay kind of true to what the picture of the witch is. Like, but for example, you actually could even go in here and go in and copy.
I just looked up
image.
at the screen and the fright of my life.
You could copy this image by right-clicking on it, and then you could go back to, if I share this tab instead, you go back here, and then you could paste it in, and I've got a picture here, you see, of the witches. You could do that if you wanted. There's nothing wrong with that. And you could just trim it up if you wanted to as well. So you've got some space, or move this down and trim it back. But actually, we want to have some fun. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to go over to media, and I'm going to go to generate image. I'm going to go for a widescreen because I want it to be all the way across the middle. Okay, this is generative AI. This is artificial intelligence, guys, which is not as good as your brain, but it's pretty good fun. Right, so it says, describe what you'd like to see. You'll do that. Let me just show you how to do that again. If you go to media and you go to generate image, I'm going to go for a widescreen because I want it to fit across the page. It's a widescreen. And then I'm just going to bring this box up just so it's roughly the size I'm looking for. Okay, so very tall witch with long gloves and long hair. What else could I say here? Wearing dark clothes, with long gloves, long hair, and a big nose, something like that. Wearing with long gloves. I'll put a comma in there just so I don't get called out by the punctuation police. Very tall witch with long gloves, long hair, and a big nose, wearing dark clothes. Content type. Maybe graphic, I think, something like that. And then let's go to generate. So you can always, change the size of the preview window whenever you want. And what it's going to do is going to give you 4 results down here for you to choose from. Maybe I should have put a background in there. That might have been cool. Whoa!
Oh,
blimey!
Oh, stuff on nightmares.
Cool. The first one is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, me.
Great. So if you're happy with that fit, you can select any of them you see, and it'll change in the window.
Oh my goodness!
But that first one is amazing. So I can click anywhere, kind of in the gray area. That'll commit it. So let's grab that and stretch it out. Right. This is amazing. Right. And you can see that it's gone onto my text. But you know what? In this image, I actually don't need the sort of the bottom section of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the kind of long handle at the bottom and just stretch it up to around about there. Nice.
Oh my God.
That is tremendous. I'm really pleased with that. That's cool. There we go. I think this is going to be a source of much joy and merriment for children on this live stream. So why don't you have a go at yours while people are coming up with theirs? Someone's trying to call me. Leave me alone. Go for it, Mr. Jones.
Yeah, no worries. Hey, we got some shout outs. We got some whoop whoops here. So we've got
done them.
Have you? Oh,
I've done them while you were on your keyboard, providing much entertainment.
Hello to everyone. Sorry that Dom didn't name you. Sorry about that, guys. There we are. It doesn't matter. Hello. How's it going? Hello. Oof. Now then. Let's get my screen. Here we go. That's my screen up. Okay, so let's get this AI image made up. So on the left-hand side, you'll see in your toolbar on the left, media. I'm going to tap on that. And up at the top, I'm going to tap on the gray button that says generate image. There we go. And as Dom said, we're going to go for a widescreen image there. Let's just get that up to size ready so I kind of know how much room I'm going to need. All right. Let's get my description. So what is it, first of all? This is Miss Trunchbull. So
I mean, a good place to if people have got the text, they could actually go into the text, couldn't they, and dip in and find things in there to make it more realistic.
Yeah, you could type in Roald Dahl's actual description. You can see what comes out. Tall, muscular, because she used to throw the hammer for England, as we know. Muscular woman. She's got a bun, hair. What do you call that? Hair in a bun.
Hair in a bun.
In a bun.
She'd had like a tweed, sort of old school tweed kind of suit, I suppose, with shorts and breeches.
Yeah. Brown tweed jacket.
I just love the keyboard sound. Nothing
serious expression. Oh gosh. Let's try it again. And then in the background, the old Victorian building.
Nice. That's a great idea for a background.
And I want this to be black and white, low quality.
Oh yeah.
I think this has been printed on the cheap, this wanted poster, because they need loads of them and they're sticking them all over the place. So I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to jump down into the themes and just take a few of these that kind of jump out to you. Which one of these work for you? Maybe like a stamp. That could work. Something that looks a bit like a stamp. And also maybe a doodle. And just kind of throw a few of these together. Don't worry too much about whether they make sense together. It just gives Express a kind of idea of the type of thing that you want to produce. So just don't be afraid to tick a load of stuff. So yeah, I've got 4 different things there selected, and maybe they contradict each other. It doesn't matter. Okay, so hit generate. And now I'm going to get 4 results. Pretty sharpish, hopefully. Showing me Miss Lunchbull. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this looks like. I wonder if it's going to know about hair in a bun. Oh, wow. They look crazy.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I like that one because that background is really cool.
Yeah, that really works.
If you don't like go ahead, Dom, what I'm going to do is just talk about blend mode super quick, because I got a perfect example here of a blend mode.
Oh, yeah.
No, I can remove the background. What?
You have, I know. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm going to remove the background, I think. So let's tap remove background first of all. And that should just get rid of that. Oh, no. I liked that circle thing. Okay.
Yeah, it was cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, let's try some blend modes. Let's try multiply.
Oh, hello. Multiply works nicely.
Multiply works. And maybe I'll just kind of expand it out. Do you know what? As much as I like that kind of circle, I'm going to get rid of it.
Oh, yeah? Drop it then.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's better like that.
Wow, that's really cool. It's such a good style.
Yeah, I'm going to undo it. I do like that Victorian building in the background, so I'm going to keep it. Right. I used to be indecisive, but now I'm not sure. Right. Okay. Back to you, Dom.
Good stuff. Okay. So what the next thing I want to put in here is a reward. Okay, so I'm going to go to text on the left-hand side. I'm going to go to add your text. Now it's giving me the same font as my text in the middle, but actually I think I'm going to use the same one as my wanted. And that one was, what was it? Freight Neo Pro. There we go. Freight. Oh, actually, Mr. Jones got a good tip here. In use. If you click down, oh, it's not letting me do that one. That's funny. Freight.
Oh,
that's Freight Neo Pro. Not even there. Not even allowed. That's crazy. Right. Well, maybe I'll just use this one for now. Then that's fine. I don't know why that's a bit odd. Cash reward. I'll offer 1.2 million. 1.2 billion. 1.2 million. Okay, and now that doesn't look so good like that. I can hear you. I can hear you saying it. You don't have to just whisper to your friend. That's fine. But I'm going to do cash reward. Maybe take the italic off it. You see under there. You can also go to Mr. Jones, behave yourself. And then I'll go to text layouts and go to dynamic. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now,
yeah, man.
Cash reward. I kind of want to. Do you know what I need to do here? Is I need to put my cursor just before 1.2, force it onto 2 lines. So force it onto the second line, and then that's looking good. Now, don't forget you've got all sorts of ways in which you can change things. The line spacing, I'm going to bring it right down. That looks pretty cool. Letter spacing, I think I'll bring it up until roughly. Is that going to sit in the middle? Now, this is interesting. You see that kind of giving me these lots of little lines. It's saying, oh, you've spaced it out exactly the same as between wanted and plotting harm. That's good. And that one's perfect. You see all these little lines. Perfect. There. This is nice. Cash reward. 1.2 million pounds sterling. And then also, I tell you what I could do here. This is just off the cuff. I could just, I know. No, honestly, don't tell me. I'm always doing things like this. Go to shape again, and then you could do shape fill. But if you go down to, there's a little section down here that says show more. And there's this one here, and it stretches right across the page. That's better. And then if I click it again, it'll give me options. I can bring the shape size down so it fits just tight to the top and bottom of the text. In fact, I can take it down all the way to 0. Shape fill. Let's go for something like, I don't know, like a kind of brownie type thing there. And you're thinking, Dom, it doesn't look good. I'm not going to lie to you. It doesn't look good. Well, I could try another color. I could try it like that. But here's where the magic happens. Opacity. Woo! These are pro tips, people. These are pro tips.
He's dropping pro tips today, guys.
Cash reward 1.2 million. And then I've only got one thing left, which I want to put in there. Share this tab. Okay. And then mine is going to be last seen at the Hotel Magnificent. Oh, I've got to put a little typo in there. Put Miss Trunchbull on that line. Forget about that. Last seen at the Hotel Magnificent. So let's go back to this tab. And then what I can do here, go take a piece of text, duplicate, and then bring it down to the bottom, and then paste in last seen at the Hotel Magnificent. And maybe to get it onto one line, I've stretched my box out. There we go. That's saying it's lined up, which is nice. But obviously, it's a lot wider than the rest of the page. So, I wish there was a really handy tool that I could use to bring those letters slightly closer together.
He's playing with our emotion. He's toying with us.
Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. Right, let's bring that down there. Make sure it's centered. So just underneath the font size there, you've got your letter spacing. I've brought it down ever so slightly. Make sure it's in the middle. Boom. Nailed it. That looks great. Okay, Mr. Jones, get us to there. Get us to there.
Yeah, no problem. So let's pop up my have you seen Miss Agatha Trunchbull up there? And Dom's already shown us the line spacing. So let's use that to tuck that second line up closer to the top line. Good. So cash reward. So let's duplicate this. I quite like this as a starting point. So duplicate that, bring it down, tap in there, and let's go cash reward, and then put our amount on the next line. There we go. Cash reward, colon, next line, and then let's get the pound sign up there. So shift and then shift. Go on.
If you press and hold on it, there you go.
Yeah. And we're going to have £8,450 reward for this.
Oh, nice. That's a tidy little thumb.
Specific, yes. So I liked Dom's dynamic layout. So I'm going to steal that idea. That's a very good idea. Let's pop this over. Now then, that's looking good. But
I'm really jealous of the font.
Well, you can go ahead and choose it if you want.
Would you not mind?
Choose another
you
one.
Wouldn't mind.
Of course I wouldn't mind. I don't own it. No?
It's not like that normally. You've changed.
I'm just being nice because people are watching. That's all. Right. So let's get a shape on here. So I'm going to scroll down, add shape. Now then, this is interesting. Let's grab a messy looking kind of rectangle. And let's see if this works for me. Let's grab that messy looking rectangle.
Oh, this is nice. He's bringing some good stuff here. It's not just me. I know you think it is, guys. It's not just me. Sometimes he does have good ideas.
Thank you. Thank you for that. And then tap on that box again, and you've got those two little selection option toggle slider thingies. So here I'm going to swap the text fill and the shape fill around. So you can see there in the top left we've got the two colored boxes, and you've got the little swap arrow icon between them. So if I tap on that, it swaps them around. And I'm going to make the text fill. No, sorry, I'm going to choose cut out text, which basically just makes the text transparent. There we go. Right. Now then, let's just see what happens if I make my shape really big. It's a bit silly. It's a bit silly. It's a bit silly. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to pop these onto the same line. Yes. Now then. And now, yes. And I kind of want this to kind of go across the width of my page. Like that. Yeah. I like that. It's not as big and shouty as Dom's, but I do like that. Right. Then we need to give some information. So let's duplicate this. Tell you what, I'll duplicate that top one there for throwing children in the chokey, because I did like that. Duplicate this. Down we go. And last seen at Crensham Hall Elementary School. So let's do this. And let's select that all. And here we go. Last seen at Crensham Hall Elementary School. There we go. Pop that down. And just maybe sort out your lines, sort out your text size. And now that we've got all of our stuff in place, you can, work on maybe spacings. This image could be a bit bigger now, perhaps. Yeah, and now I'm just kind of moving stuff around to make everything have its own little space on the page. I'm nearly there, I think. I'm just going to keep messing around with that. But we are nearly done now, Dom, and we just need to do a bit of
Yeah, exactly. Right. So
we're back to you. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So now the important thing to talk about here now is that you should make sure that before you go on to this last step, make sure that you've got your kind of spacing and alignment and things like that. Get all your text in there first, because once you put this thing and once you put this kind of overlay on, it's a bit more difficult to start moving things around. It's still totally doable. You can do it, but it's just kind of easier if you leave it until the end. Right. So I like this poster. It's obviously incredible. But what I wanted to do with it is it doesn't look very old. Doesn't look very old. So I'm taking inspiration from Mr. Jones, because he's pretty old. And I'm going to go over to elements on the left-hand side. And you can see I'm already in there. Grunge is a good one. Mr. Jones, you've got all sorts of things that you look for here. What would you search for?
I'd look for ink splatter, and there's actually a vintage section as well, which is good.
Woo! There's some absolute tips here. Right now, if you go to grunge, you'll get all sorts of kind of things that you can put on top. This one, this psychedelic one, maybe not so much.
God, that hurts my eyes.
Yeah, I know, but some of these are really good. Now, I'm just going to use the first one because actually it's perfect. I'm going to put it in there. Now, it goes in, but it is very small. It's right in the center there. So, if you're like, I thought I put it in, but I can't really see it. Just go in there and give it a click. And then you can start to stretch it out. Okay. So once you can snap it in there, boom, cool. You're like, oh, well, that look great. And I'm like, thank you very much. But actually, it also does like, get in the way of the text and stuff like that. So blend modes is good. You go to multiply, doesn't feel like it's doing much. But then if you bring the opacity down, it's starting to look good. Now, there is a line right down the center of that one. You can see it if I just zoom in here on my page, you can see there's kind of this line down here. I actually don't like that so much. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to stretch it so that kind of takes it off. And also what you'll see is that kind of moves some of these grungy effects out of the way of the text. So actually that's not a bad thing either, really, just to give yourself a little room.
Yeah.
And, there, look at that, just popping it out there. And you can play with the opacity, how much you want that to be, how see-through you want it to be. That's the way I think about it. And I'm just going to go to my zoom to fit on page. And that, as they say, is that you could play around with some background color if you want to, kind of make it darker, maybe dirtier, that kind of thing. But when you're happy with your little effect, boom, there you go, Mr. Jones. You're the effect man.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so elements, design assets, and I've already searched for ink splatter here. So I'm just going to throw a few of these on first of all, because these are really fun. So just pop a few of these around the place. These kind of the ones that are all black, because my because my poster is in black and white. No point me bringing in any color now. There we go. So I'm just doing stuff like this, popping them on. And what's good about using these ones first is that you don't need to drop the opacity too much on these, because you can place these so that they don't hide your text too badly.
Yeah,
like that. And now let's get an overlay. So I'm going to get rid of my search, and under design assets, you can see if I scroll down, scrolly, you've got overlays, view all in the overlays. And then if I scroll down again here, there's a section called vintage. So if I pop into here,
very cool.
We've got a lot of cool results in here. And I'll just go for the first one there, I think. So pop that on.
Yeah.
And resize it. And with this one, as Dom said, let's bring that opacity down. And my tip with opacity is bring it down to 0 and then bring it back in. And then you'll know when to stop. Maybe about there. Also, have a play around with your flip horizontal, flip vertical buttons, because sometimes there'll be kind of a stronger patch of, vintagey stuff. And that helps to move it away. There we go. I'm done. Right, back to you, Dom.
Okay, so if you want to download the poster, the button is up here. You can see it there. Download it. It'll download with the same name as the project name that you gave it. Boom. And then if you want to share it, it's saved into my computer. Good stuff. And then if you want to share it, you can press share. You can invite someone to collaborate with you. You can send it to Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, or create a view-only link. Same on the iPad, pretty much almost exactly the same. It looks slightly different, doesn't it? But you'll work it out. Because I think we'll have to move on, Mr. Jones.
Yeah.
Cool. Okie dokie. Right, let's go to share this tab. Nice. Right. Challenge 2, everybody. For those that are leaving us because maybe Northern Ireland, you have some early finishing of school. That's good. Well, not early, just normal. We're all jealous. We're going to move on to challenge 2. Animation and video editing. Now, this is an easy peasy one, but it's really nice way to get used to how to use Adobe Express Video. It's a kenning poem, so 4 lines, 2 words each. Don't give the game away. We will give the game away right at the end. But let's have a look at where the kind of cheat sheet is. It's down here, kenning poems. We're going to do one on the BFG. We're going to do one on Matilda Wormwood. Which one would you like to do, Mr. Jones?
Oh, you go. I don't mind. Well, let's swap. You do Matilda this time, and I'll do BFG.
I'll do Matilda. Good stuff. Right. Okay. So if you want to just do it alongside us, that's cool. You can use one of these. That's absolutely fine. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to go back here. Yes. And I've got my view only link. It's there. Try and say that one, Mr. Jones, please.
That's Blind Bag Glen. I got that all day long. That's fine.
Oh, good. I pressed the big A in the top left, and that got me back to the home screen. And why not? Just for once, I'll use this orange button here, or you can go plus down to video, but I'll click the orange one. Boom.
Well.
Okay. Well. Ringing the changes. I'm going to get rid of these video templates. Don't need them. We're too good for that. And then here, where you got your project, let's put Kenning poem RDD Roald Dahl D. Okay, right. We're off to the races. Now, what you can see here is down the bottom, you've got your timeline. This is where all your video stuff is going to happen. You've got a playhead, which you can move bloop, 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 like that. And let's start off by just having a lovely little sort of intro screen by going to media. Go to photos. Now, this is a poem. Now, the idea of a poem would be, a poet on a typewriter in a lovely rural spot on his own in a cottage, something like that, just coming up with words from the divine. So let's get a background in there and put in a typewriter. Nice. Now, you can set it as page background like that, something like that. If you do that, it's going to chop off the typewriter. Not so good. But you can press reframe here. And then you can just boop, move it up into the right spot. That's good. But equally, if you didn't want to do that, let's get rid of it. You can just pop it in there and then just stretch it out and, put it where you need it to be. That's absolutely fine. The two ways work well. Okay. Now, Mr. Jones was showing us fancy things like the flip horizontal button. Woo, 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 woo. Yes. So I'm going to put mine there. So I'm going to do fancy things. So, so I'm going to go to text, add your text, Dom's Kenning poem. Okay, let's resize this. And then let's go and get a different font, because this one does not feel very poetic to me. I ain't going to lie.
No.
So you can keep on seeing more. That one's kind of nice.
Yeah, there's some new fonts popping up there that I've never seen before.
Yeah. And then so once you get one, you think, oh, maybe get some ones that look slightly like that. This one, it feels like it might have been done with a calligraphy pen. Do you know what? That one's fine. I like it, actually. So let me click it. And then as if the words are coming out of the typewriter itself, I've put it on an angle, because that's the kind of guy I am. Okay. I think maybe people were switching over from one to the other. So, Mr. Jones, why don't you get us there, just to give the people a chance to catch up?
No problem. So here we go. I'm back on the iPad. So here's my poster. So to get back to the home page to start the new project, there's all I need to do is tap on the Express logo in the top left, next door to the name of your project. So I'm going to tap on that, and it brings me back. Here we go to my Adobe Express homepage. Right, so we're going to be making a video. So I'm going to tap on the orange tile that says make a video. Right, so that's opened up the all-in-one editor. It's exactly the same editor as we just used to make the poster. The only thing that's different is that we've got the timeline at the bottom. Again, we don't want these templates. Go away, please. Right, so my poem is going to be about the big friendly giant, but obviously we're not going to let anybody know about that. So I am going to, but first, I wanted to look as if I'm writing this. So maybe let's look for something like a quill, perhaps, would be good here. So if I go to photos and search for a quill.
Few shout outs here. Mr. O'Neill's class from St. Columba's in Derry. Woo!
Yeah. How's it going?
These are via email, by the way. P5
great.
at Bankton, West Lothian. Yeah. We've got Palmerston Primary in Barry. Yeah. Woo. Logged in with Seafield Primary P67 in West Lothian. Yeah, this is great. Awesome.
Lovely. Right. So I've got my image there, got my quill. So I'm going to just set that as my page background. So tap set to page background. That's fine. Let's get some text in here. So I'm going to go to text, add your text, and I'm going to type in here Meredith's Kenning poem.
Nice.
There we go. So yeah, I got some problems here with the text. Step away. Step away. Go on here. Just close that. Right, so I need to change my font. So I wonder if there's a calligraphy font. So if I just start typing Pal, is it going to give me... No, it's not. Okay, fine. Fine. Old, maybe? Some of these look kind of oldie. So... Oh, I was about to choose one there, and I think it was the same one you had. Oh, here we go. I'll go with this one. I quite like this. Amita. And then the color of this font is not working, of course. So let's tap on fill, and let's just change that to white. There we go. And I'm going to drag up the outline on that as well. And then I'm going to set that to kind of a dark brown. So tone in with that tabletop. Right, I'm pretty much there. Maybe just a bit of tweaking the size, tweak the angle as well, perhaps, if I wanted to. But that's pretty much it. Right. Okay. Oh, I haven't named it. I've named it, Dom.
You do that while we move over, because come on, Mr.
Yeah.
Jones, we've got about 14 minutes here.
Oh, I know.
Right. Dom's Kenning poem. So my first kind of clue as to who I'm going to do. Now, you all know I'm doing Matilda. But people who are watching the video won't know. So Dom's Kenning poem, add a scene. You see down the bottom here, add a scene. I'm going to add this scene. Okay, it gives you a 5-second scene. That's good. We're going to keep them there. We're going to do 4. We're going to do 4 photos in order to give away our clues. Right. So add your text. So my first bit of text is fast learner. Okay, so I can pop that anywhere I like. I'll stick it there for now. We're going to do something a bit later with that. I go to media on the left-hand side and then search photos, learning. Maybe I'll put something like that in there. Fast learner. Now, what am I going to do here? Fast learning child, something like that. Well, I mean, this one's great. Look at that. Fast learner.
Ah, cool.
And I can do set as page background straight away. That's kind of easier. And then here, this fast learner. Well, it doesn't look so good there, I don't think. I think I'm going to look for a different font, I think. Fast learner. That's a good one because it kind of feels like with the italic, it feels like it actually is pretty fast. So I'm into that. I can also select it, maybe go down to shape, put a little shape behind it, something like that. I mean, the yellow's fine. I'm going to just for sake of speed here, I think I'll keep it in there like that. Then if I go down to share this tab instead, next one is prank puller. I don't know if you remember, but she is a bit of a prankster, Matilda. So let's go back here. I'm going to add a scene here. So it's really quite easy to do these. These are quite fast. And then what you can do here, if you wanted to, is you could duplicate this piece of text, or at least copy it. That's what you would do. Copy it, and then you could paste it into your other scene here if you wanted to, just by clicking on the side and going to paste. But I'm not going to do that because I think I'll use a different font for each one. So fast learner, and then the next piece of text I want, or the next clue I'm going to leave, is this one, prank puller. For this one, I think I'm going to, look for something that's a little bit zany, because, that's what pranks are all about. So that's a bit of a zany font just there. So let's look for some more zane.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. They are great. Oh, that's amazing font. Love that.
That is a great font, isn't it? Right.
Yeah, what's that called, Dom? I only need...
So what I'm going to do here is I'm looking for, I'm looking for an image which is going to allow me to kind of give away this clue. Now, in the book, Matilda bleaches her dad's hair. Now, if I go into media, I tried this before, and you could go for like bleach hair. You get some actually just really quite nice looking hair, like this gentleman here. And actually, that's not what we're up for. I mean, that one would work. Let's use a little bit of AI, generate image. So let's go to widescreen.
You could put a newt in there as well.
A newt. Yeah, that would be a good one. That would be a good one. Widescreen is going to fit the same format, the same size as each of these video kind of scenes here. So I'll put that in. And then I'll put middle-aged man with receding hair with receding, let's say purple hair looking shocked. Just remind you of anyone, Mr. Jones? Sorry, that was me. Maybe we could go with something like graphic again. Why not? Maybe you could go with art, something like that. Generate. Let's stretch this out and see what we get. Frank Puller. I'm probably going to need to change the color of that text. We will see. Yay! Cool.
That's brilliant.
Great.
Oh, the bottom one is brilliant.
Yeah, the bottom one is good. Actually, if you remember, Matilda's dad is a used car salesman. I'm going to go with this guy. He looks like a used car salesman. And then click off in the gray, click back on it. If you set as page background here, the text will stay on top. If I just undo that and stretch it out, the text will stay behind this image. So there are different ways in which you can do it. But the reason why I wanted to show you both ways is so that I could show you that you have your layer stack on the right-hand side here. I'm just going to grab the text, put it on top, and then change the color of my text. White Frank Puller. There we go. Mr. Jones, why don't you do a couple of scenes of yours?
Yeah. Okay. So here's my title scene. So a different way of doing this is I can tap on the 3 dots on the clip on the timeline itself. And you got an option there that says duplicate. So let's just duplicate this whole scene. So now I'm on my second scene. And I can just change the text in this text box for whatever my first clue is going to be, which is street sneaker. So let's type that in, street sneaker. Right, let's just hide that keyboard. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up as a kind of template for all of my other scenes. So I'm just going to pop that up in the top left-hand corner. I'm going to tap on that quill image in the background and delete it. So, well, I don't know how to delete things on the iPad. I just realized I don't know how to delete things on the iPad. Is it these 3 dots? Oh, no, it's going to be on the actual picture itself, isn't it? So detach it from the page background and then bin it. Right. Sorry, guys. There we go. and I'm going to change the shape on this as well. So go to shape and let's just grab that messy shape that I used for my wanted poster. I like that. Yeah, cool. There we go. Just pop that up there in the top left-hand corner. That's fine. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this scene. So you can see my timeline at the bottom here. Okay, so I've got my opening scene, and now I've got just my simple street sneaker scene. So what I'm going to do is just duplicate this straight away. Duplicate. There it is again. Okay. So then my next one is Dreamcatcher. So I'll just do kind of 2 of these now, but then you'll know what I'm doing. Dreamcatcher. Okay. Hide that. right? And you can see basically what I'm doing here is I'm kind of setting up these templates ready to fill them with images. So let's just duplicate the next one, but I won't bother changing the text right now. I'll do that when I've passed over to Dom. Right, so let's go back to my street sneaker scene. So here now I can just go into media and I can search in the photos for something like dark street. BFD sneaks around at night. That is perfect. First one there.
Yeah,
And
that's
there
good.
it is. And I'm going to set that as the page background. And I'm done. All right. Drag my timeline on. Here we go. I've got Dream Catcher here. Let's just change things up. So I'll just drag that down to the bottom right instead. So he uses like this long. It looks like kind of a trumpet, like a bugle or something like that. Let's see if I can find something like that. So I'm gonna just search in here for bugle. No, man, no. Okay, let's search for
Horn.
yeah, horn maybe. Yeah, horn. Yeah. Maybe I'll use generate image for that. I'll just create a magical brass horn. And I won't mess around. I'll just straight away hit generate. And whatever arrives is going to be fine for me just now. Let's have a look. Magical brass horn.
Yeah, cool.
Come along, Mr. Firefly. Here we go. Nice. Cool. They do look magical. Great. That one is really cool. And I'm going to set that as the page background. There we go. And then, see, I can just scroll forward. Here's my next scene here. So my next one is Snozcumber Eater. So, again, that's all I would do is change the text and then search or generate an image. So you can see the pattern I'm going with here. I'm just duplicating my scenes and reusing that text box every time and just adding an image in. Right, back to you, Mr. Trainer.
Okie dokie. Right. What did I do here? This is going to be cool. Watch this. So this one was just an image that I found. This was a generate AI image. This one I put in Angry Girl, and I saw this one down here, which was quite cool. I mean, also, you know, this would be, let's go to photos again. You know, you can have a look at different ones, whatever you want. Trunchbull Hater, but I really liked this one here because it's going to allow me, let me just do that one. I also want to reframe, so I put this as page background. If you don't, then you can just stretch it out and put it wherever you want. But bearing in mind that I want all of my images to go all the way from one side to another. So Trunchbull Hater, there we go. If you do it like that, don't forget to pop your text on top. Let me get this text down to here. Now, Sophie, what does Sophie have on her face usually, Mr. Jones?
A pair of specs.
A pair of specs. So I'm going to click on my image and I'm going to go to generative fill. Okay, generative fill. Now it comes up with this kind of new screen here. This is super cool. Watch this. Describe what you'd like to see. Large, round, glasses. Brush size. Yeah, let's put it up to 100. And then I'm going to kind of draw the kind of a big kind of space where her glasses should go across her face like that. And then I'm going to click generate. Okie dokie. For some reason, I think this takes ever so slightly longer than actually generating an AI text to image, which seems
well, it has to actually analyze the image itself first. Oh wow, look at those! Those are amazing.
That is perfect. That is so perfect. I'm really happy with that. Or this one, that one's cool. Amazing. I'm going to click done. That's amazing. I just think that works so well. And then for my last section is, oh, this is a mouthful. Right. Okay. Add a scene. It's always going to be 5 seconds. Now my text is telekinesis practitioner. Telekinesis practitioner. It's where she uses the power of her mind to move things like the chalk and the jug of water and things like that. So I mean, I've literally not even thought about how I'm going to do this. I've no idea. But let's have a look. Any fonts which I might think are cool. Telekinesis practitioner is, I mean, view all. I don't really know what I'm thinking of. Maybe something like this would be cool. Yeah, why not? Let's do something like that. Let us go here and bring the letter spacing down so it all goes onto one line. That's cool. Now, what am I going to do for my, just checking on the time. What am I going to do for my image? I could do, I could put, what did I do there? Oops, dear. Let's go back. There's always an undo button if you ever need
Dahl,
to.
I got to show you this because I'm very excited about this.
Go on.
Can I take over? Look at that.
What did you
Make
say?
a snod. Yeah, well, for the snozzcumber, I used text to image, and I typed in a large pickle on an untidy workbench, and then I used generative fill to paint next door to it and said a young girl wearing glasses. And,
amazing!
Amazing, isn't it? Right.
It's so
Sorry,
good.
back to you.
Right, let's generate an image. Let's go to widescreen because that fits our video screen, and let's put a picture of a young girl wearing glasses in a classroom, concentrating very hard with a piece of chalk on a desk in front of her. Okay, content type, art. Let's go for it. Generate. Stretch it out. Come on, AI gods. Do your thing. Now you can see it's gone there. Just make sure my text is on top using my layers. There we go. Wow, that's not worked. Telekinesis practitioner. No, that's not worked at all, has it? How do I get a piece of chalk in front? I don't know. Solid. Let me just change the color of this. And yeah, that font's not working at all. In fact, let me just change it back to something. There we go. Yeah, that's not worked. In fact, let's get rid of it. Generate image, and let's go to widescreen again. I mean, I could have gone back and try and do something else, but let me just do something for simplicity, and I'll do old Victorian style school desk with a piece of chalk and jug of water on it. There you go. And then go to art and generate. Come on, help me out here. See what we can get.
Maybe this is one where you need to use generative fill to add something into a scene, perhaps.
Yeah, I did think about that, actually. I did think about that. I'm just kind of conscious of time. We're kind of right at the end now. Oh, well, that'll kind of do, I suppose. There's a piece of chalk on there. There's chalk. That'll kind of work. Telekinesis practitioner. Right. Oh, that works right there on the desk. That's good. And then maybe last but not least, I'll add a scene and I'll put do you know what? Generate image, widescreen, young girl in school uniform wearing big round glasses. And then go to art and generate. Pop it out there, pop it out there. And there we go. And yeah, very conscious of time here, so don't worry, we'll finish in a second. Yeah, this is cool. That'll do. That's brilliant. In fact, that's exactly what I wanted. And then go to text. Matilda Wormwood. Okay. Maybe I need to bring this down, stretch it out, all on one line, pop it in the middle, roughly about there. That'll do. And change the color to white. Matilda Wormwood. Right. Mr. Jones, I think I'll just plow on just so I can get to the end of one. Is that all right?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, cool. So what do I want to do here? Well, I want to add some audio. So you could go to acoustic. That works really well. I like it. Volume, I can bring that down. Don't want it to be so loud. But then also check out this. In each one of these scenes here, I'm going to select on my text, go down to animation, typewriter for the first one. Nice. Fast learner. Click on the text. Animation. Let's have it coming in at the side. Fast learner. Prank puller. Select the text. Go down to animation. What do I want this to do? I want this to like maybe tumble in. Yeah, because that's like a prankster style. Trunchbull hater. What could we do with that? Maybe we're going to go down to animation and select spin because it's kind of making a head spin. Something like that. And then last but not least, oh no, I've got one more. Telekinesis practitioner. Maybe that one can fade. I wonder if there's a fade. I haven't seen this. Oh yeah, there is. Fade. Oh no, that one's better. Flicker. Cool. And then last but not least, Matilda Wormwood. Select, go down to animation, and this one can pop. Yeah, that'll do. Pop. That's great. And you can bring your playhead back to the start. Oh yeah, one last thing. Press the plus in between. Add a transition. Dissolve is a good transition between scenes. And then down the bottom it says apply to all scenes. Do that one. And then it goes in all of them. Check your work. Have a look at the audio on there. Play around with the animation on each text, each piece of text. And when you're done, you can download it. But I wouldn't suggest downloading video unless there's a specific reason why you need to. Otherwise, click share and click Google Classroom if you need to, Microsoft Teams, or create a view-only link. And that will spin and spin and spin, maybe for a minute, maybe even two, and then you'll have your very own Kenning poem video. There we go. I think it's time to wrap up, Mr. Jones.
Yeah, it is. It is. This is one of those that you can carry on working on after the session's finished, I think.
Yeah, exactly that.
Remember, next week we've got Owain Glyndŵr Day on Monday. You're welcome to come along and learn about Owain Glyndŵr, one of the last princes of Wales.
Yeah, I love this one.
Thanks for joining us. It's been fun. Thanks, Dom, for leading us through that. I've had a blast.
Happy Roald Dahl Day for tomorrow, and we'll see you all on the next one. Take it easy.